Hello Marvel fans and welcome back to Too Many Topics. So today I'm finally making another Marvel video here on the channel, and that is to take a look at the brand new Hasbro Marvel Legends Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen. So I'm in a big Spider-Verse mood right now. The movie is about to come out at the time of making this video or recording this video, and I bought the Marvel Legends, or some of them at least. So I don't really collect Marvel Legends. I'm going to put a picture up on screen right now. I have some of them. I get them every once in a while. I try not to get them too much because I don't really care about the Build-A-Figure aspect of them. But these are kind of a good exception because, first of all, they don't have a Build-A-Figure piece, and even if they did, this wave is entirely Spider-Verse. Also, I had a GameStop gift card, so I got these for like next to nothing, so I wanted to go ahead and pick them up. So they look pretty cool. So also, Spider-Verse, the first one, I haven't seen the second one yet, is one of my favorite Marvel films, probably one of my favorite films of all time. So I've always kind of wanted some kind of character representation of these guys in my collection. And I think these look really, really good. I like the stylized look that these have, where they're not typical Marvel Legends. I know there's some scary aspects of them because of how thin the joints and the kind of builds of the figures are, but they're definitely cool. The packaging of these, though, is definitely kind of strange, so we'll move Gwen out of the way here and kind of just use Miles as an example. So these are on retro card backs, and I have no idea why. So there's a new Spider-Man wave as well that is also on retro card backs. Not really a good explanation as to why, so I don't really know, and I don't like the idea of having to cut these open to get them out, but I am going to take them out, so I'm going to have to. I'll just carefully cut the bubble off of these as best as I possibly can. On the back, of course, we have Miles there, and then we have the entire wave, which honestly, depending on how good the movie is, I'll probably pick up the entire wave. But we have Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, we have Spider-Man 2099, definitely want to get that one, Jessica Drew, Spider-Punk, The Spot, and Peter B. Parker. So, as you can see here with Miles, you get some swappable, like, Spider-Man, like, web shooting hands. You get a Miles head. And then with Gwen, you get her alternate face being, which is kind of interesting that she comes with the alternate head on out of the box, but you get her masked look, and you get some swappable hands for her as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at both of these guys from the new Spider-Verse wave. So here's Miles and Gwen out of the box with all the stuff that you get. And thankfully I was able to cut the card back, or cut the bubble blister off of the card back without destroying them. So I'm able to keep those, and keep those all nice. But these are really good. I really like these figures quite a bit here. And to be fair, I might have some bias towards the characters and oh, there goes Gwen, in the designs. But also, I just think that these are kind of cool. I don't collect Marvel Legends too often. We'll go ahead and start with Gwen since she decided to faceplant. My only complaint about these is that some of the joints are really scary, and I don't want to move them because of how thin that they are. One case in point, Gwen's feet joints. So she does have that kind of, rigid joint, but like you can already see like the whole foot wants to bend when you try to use it. And so I really don't want to use that joint too often. I will say at least none of the joints are super, super tight, which is a good thing, because like that's the one thing I would really have a fear with. But like especially with her, all of her limbs are so thin, which does make a good like design, makes it accurate to the movie, but just everything on here is just kind of terrifying. So just be careful, maybe heat some things up a little bit. I'm usually, if you don't follow my main channel, I'm usually a collector of the Power Rangers Lightning Collection figures from Hasbro, and those have really bad joints and have just overall really bad build quality that like to break a lot. So these ones I can say don't feel like that. I don't feel like these are going to break as easily. It's just due to the fact that they're so thin, I feel like they have the potential to break. So, but overall, like, kind of just taking a look at it, Gwen looks really good. I love that they're pinless as well. That just makes it look really good. I like that she has that paint with her hair kind of leading to the pink. I think that looks really cool. She has her hood, which looks really nice. And I love all the texture pattern on the webs there. It just turned out really sleek. It just adds a lot. It makes it feel, like you're getting a lot out of this figure, a lot of your worth out of this. And she has double jointed elbows, which I know is not super common. Now, granted, that second elbow joint didn't really want to move there. So like I said, just be careful. You can get some good poses though. You get kind of the Spider-Man web hand there, and a fist defaulted on there. And then for her alternate hands, we'll kind of put her back here. Is she gonna stand? She does not like to. There we go. She has an alternate hand that's kind of this gripping hand for her right hand. And then for her left, she has kind of another gripping hand. So she doesn't have a left like web shooting hand, which is kind of unfortunate. And then we have the whole head sculpt here, which you just kind of slot the neck joint through here. And I love the little squinted eyes. But like, look at the inside. It gets lost, but they painted all that web texture in the inside of her hood. And that's just really, really incredible. So let's try to, and she does have a ball jointed head there. I've heard that it's a little scary to try to swap this neck joint. Okay, so that didn't come off too easily, or too terribly bad, I guess, or it was kind of easy. So we'll take the little hood piece off there. And then, ooh, okay, so slot that through. Oh my gosh. Look how thin that joint is. I'm a little nervous about this, but we're just kind of gotta be careful. Okay. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. That was a lot less scary than I was expecting. So there is the masked look, which I really like as well. So overall, excellent figure. I have a tiny little paint chip right there on mine if it wants to focus, but I'm very, very happy with that. I just wish that she could stand a little bit better. We'll kind of try to get her to do so. So there is Gwen. Next up we have Miles, which I love the texture on this guy. Like, it's just such a good feeling figure, if that makes any sense. And I love it. I love it a lot. I love the eye details. I love that look there. I love the back spider. The black and the red suit has always just looked really nice. I love the additional paint on the hands there, on both sides. So you get some fists, some generic fists to start out with, which kind of look like open hands because they have the paint in the middle, but they're not. But you still get really good articulation with this guy. Gwen didn't have like a rotation there. She had one at kind of her, like, the middle of the waist. And of course now she's not gonna, or at the torso. And he has it kind of at the waist. So there's that. It has a nice little ratchet to it. He can bend back and forth pretty well, and they just paint the spider a little bit more, so that way the design continues. The head joint, though, he can look a lot up. So you can definitely have him. There's that one shot in the trailer where he's like flying through the portals. You can definitely replicate that if you would like to. His joints are not as scary because they're still really thin, but they're not as thin as Gwen's. He has painted red feet, which is a nice little touch. So he definitely will stand a little bit easier than Gwen does, or have a better time doing so. So his alternate hands include... Oop, I thought he was going to fall there. You good, Miles? His alternate hands are just two Spider-Man like web shooting hands, which is pretty cool. I'm glad that you get a full set of them. And of course he has a swappable head, so we'll go ahead and take that head off there and put the Miles head on like so. And that looks excellent. That looks exactly like the design from the movie. Very impressed by that. So there is Miles and... Oop, trying to swap it back to Spider-Man. There is Miles and Gwen from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. In the spirit of Spider-Verse, and kind of just to compare it to a regular Marvel Legend, I wanted to go ahead and bring in the Toei Japanese Spider-Man figure that they released last year. So as you can see, he's a little shorter, as he should be, and obviously with the stylized look, he's definitely a very thin boy compared to a normal Marvel Legends figure, but I think this is cool. So there's been rumors that Toei Spider-Man is showing up in the film, so I wanted to go ahead and bring him in here as well. Also to plug my main channel, Toku Topics, where I took a look at in a review of him a couple months ago. So there's kind of the Marvel Legends Across the Spider-Verse Miles compared to a kind of a typical, kind of regular Marvel Legends male body mold. And with that, that is going to do it for my review of the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales, and Gwen Stacy. So I really like these figures quite a bit. I'm very excited to see the film here very, very soon. I have them posed here with the Toei Spider-Man, who I know is rumored to be in the film. I hope he actually is. But I like this a lot, to have them on these nice pole stands. It took a long time to get a pose that I was happy with, and I think this looks pretty good. And yeah, I like them quite a bit. I think that they are definitely worth it there. If you'd like to check them out on Amazon, I will be including some Amazon affiliate links to them in the description below, to like the whole Spider-Verse wave there, so be sure to check those out. And let me know down in the comments below what you think of the movie. Hopefully spoilers are not too rampant down there before the movie comes out, but so be a little careful down there if we're discussing any spoilers or anything like that. But until next time, you guys can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or LennyFigPR, and I will see you all later.